Well, guys, the wheels have been set in motion. Early this week, Amex shared its plans to refresh around 40 of its products globally in 2024, and it has started with its lineup of Delta credit cards. In summary, for increased fees to the Delta Gold, Delta Platinum, and Delta Reserve, these cards now come with some combination of new credits and benefit changes, with many of the new credits being never before seen until now. In this one, I won't necessarily go through all of the changes, though if you'd like to reference the entire list, I'll have a community post with all the details. Instead, I want to share my evaluation of whether each card is still worth it and whether it's better or worse now. No doubt, each of us will get different levels of organic value from the credits and the Delta related benefits, so I tried to structure this evaluation from a few different perspectives. We'll start with the Delta Gold. If you already have this card and view it as a keeper card, I imagine that you fly with Delta at least sometimes, so that you can take advantage of things like first check bag free, as well as 15% off award bookings. You probably also want to keep the annual fees relatively low, or you just don't get enough value from the more elevated benefits that come on the Delta Platinum or Delta Reserve. The card is better for you now, despite the annual fee increase from $99 to $150, if you're able to get more than $51 of organic value from the new $100 annual credit on Delta Stays, which is for prepaid hotel or vacation rental bookings on Delta's portal. This credit may be difficult to integrate into your travel plans, especially if you already have other cards that come with some credits for booking accommodations. You'll also want to consider the potential opportunity cost of earning just 2x Delta miles on any spend that you do over $100 on the portal, compared to using other cards with higher multipliers or cards that just offer more valuable points and miles. These considerations may well make the card worse for you now. Now, what if you're thinking of getting the card? Honestly, as long as you plan to fly with Delta at some point, I think it's a worthwhile get, primarily for the elevated limited time sign-up bonus for 70,000 Delta Sky miles for spending $3,000 in the first 6 months. Furthermore, the annual fee is $0 in the first year. Also, for those of you who want to get sign-up bonuses from multiple Delta credit cards, you'll want to start with the Gold and then move on to the Platinum and Reserve. This is due to Amex's family language, where if you get the bonus on one card, you will no longer be eligible to get bonuses on the lower tier cards within the same family. Now, in year one, even if you aren't able to use the $100 Delta Stays credit, or earn the $200 Delta flight credit by spending $10,000 in the calendar year, it should still be worth it, and then in year 2 and beyond, you can continuously reassess its value for you. Now on to the Delta Platinum card. If you previously viewed the card as a keeper, it's likely because of the annual companion certificate for main cabin round trip itineraries, where you can save more than $250, which was the old annual fee on the card, for a trip that you and somebody else were already planning to do. Previously, this certificate could only be used for travel within the 48 mainland US states, but now it covers Hawaii, Alaska, Mexico, the Caribbeans, and Central America. When my wife had the card a few years ago and we were planning to go to Hawaii for vacation, it was unfortunate that we were unable to use the companion certificate, but if the current iteration of the certificate existed then, we would have gotten a ton of value. Though, for those of you who aren't planning to go to any of these newly covered places, then the certificate holds the same value, and overall the card may be worse for you right now since its annual fee increased by $100 to $350. Except there are also new credits on the card. We have a Delta Stays credit again, $150 on the personal platinum and $200 on the business platinum, a $10 monthly Resi credit, and a $10 rideshare credit, which covers Uber, Lyft, Curb, Revel, and Alto. Say you're in a similar situation to me where you live in an area with a ton of Resi restaurants, and you also don't have a car, so you take rideshares at least somewhat frequently. Then, the rideshare and Resi credit, even with their monthly frequency, will assume the full $240 in organic value a year, or close to it, thus making the card better. However, on the flip side, many of you will have to go out of your way or just spend more money overall in trying to use these credits. It's also just more effort to keep track of even more statement credits, which can be seen as negative from a psychological standpoint or just in terms of quality of life. I think I speak on behalf of a lot of credit card content creators in saying that statement credit fatigue is real. Though, as I mentioned earlier, if you're able to get enough organic value from the new credits and revamped Delta Companion Certificate, or the new benefits that get you closer to Delta Medallion status, then this card may still be worth it and even better than before. Now, as for the Delta Reserve, like the Delta Platinum, its annual fee also went up by $100, and the new credits and revamp benefits that it got are largely similar to the Delta Platinum, just with higher overall amounts. For example, the Delta Stays credit is $50 more, the monthly Resi credit is $20 instead of $10, and you can get even greater value from the companion certificate if you use it on first class, comfort plus, or eligible premium select fares, with the last one being a new feature. Thus, the considerations that we talked about regarding the Delta Platinum are also relevant to the Delta Reserve. Though I will mention again that whatever extra money that you're spending in trying to use these credits, there could be some opportunity costs with not putting that spend towards other cards. The multipliers on these Delta credit cards and airline credit cards in general are just not that great. This is especially true for non-flight spend, but there are even cards out there that earn better multipliers for Delta flight spend compared to any of these Delta cards. With so many changes coming to these Delta cards and yet another mark of American Express's continued increasing of their annual fees and coupon booking of their cards, it's getting more challenging to think about whether American Express cards are less worth, equally worth, or more worth it compared to before. Though hopefully, this video gave you more clarity into this question as it pertains to the Delta cards. I'm Monty, and I like to talk about interesting and nuanced credit card topics like this one, so if you'd like to follow along for future videos, please do subscribe to the channel. That's it for this one, and thanks so much for watching. Peace.